listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. And a little music to kick off. Well, a little intro to kick off today's show.
Change is going to come and I'm first in line. No longer worried because they always going to try and block my shine, but it's time. The tears I cried, they weren't in vain. The battles I fought, they weren't in vain. Stretch, distress, memory lapse, time gaps. I know if it wasn't for the best keep secrets dim in my life, but no, I still got fight me. Dusting myself off so you can see the change in me. No longer have to wear the shade to hide the tears. No longer worried if you'll think that I win or lose. Just the fact that I made it through. See, I had to crawl before I can fly. This flow is mine. See, this one they're going to have to put in the archives next to redemption. I'm back for my pension. Listen, yeah, seems different. When you felt it, did you taste it? The BS erased. Tired of the hate, tired of being misplaced. Now move closer. Feel the stimulation. Weaklings, I feel your hesitation, and weaklings get devoured. It's so hot you gon' need that cold shower, and I can do it. Don't get it twisted. Making it good like T. Rich and them who motivates my gift just by listening. Are you listening? Sipping. You thirsting for my knowledge. I made it out the projects. What problem? I solved it. Evolved to become that much better. Weather the storms of life. And I'm still hot, still spitting hot fire. And yeah, this sister knows how to change her own tire. So why you trying to leave me behind? I'm ahead of time. 10 steps silver shining, always grinding. My life in the sunshine. See, that was a bar line. The rest of this came pouring out one night when I was tired. And yet, I'm still flying high above adversity, putting away childish things. That included his wedding ring when I realized that he wasn't man enough to be with me. See, three's a crowd when you don't know your place. You say I'm changing, yup, and making space. Pariah asked a good question, what's the true value of your face? I can walk away and still win this race, because I'm no longer on a back burner. You heard, she heard. My word, metamorphosis, time stamp, already served. I got a question. What did you learn?
All right, snap, snap, toe tap, Johnny the poet. This is Spit Face. I'm here with the first lady of sports talk, the one and only Cheryl Smith, joined by the Shimmy Shake Girls. And our panel today does include the naked one, live from the Bear Skin Rug, Dizzy Mack. And I see you got a bottle of white port today. It must be chilly up in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
You got that shaking bake going. All right. First lady, we know that you warm and toasty down there in Florida. What you say? What you say?
What you
say? We trying to figure out what is going on in the sports world. Not the plays of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we asked, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let the spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdies known as the Kansas City Chiefs are flying high after handling the Raiders an old-fashioned smackdown. Derek Carr wishes he could fly far, far away from a hand injury and miserable performance that led to a Raiders loss. But we wonder, what's up? Jack didn't pull him rather than risk further injury? The Raiders have been getting all the calls and no calls. Are the Chiefs the new darlings of the referees? Well, the Raiders have company in their division since Denver and San Diego got smacked down recently. By the way, are the Raiders looking at being a wild card? Denver, San Diego, Oakland, and the Steve Miller Band are asking, what you saying? Yeah, I mean, Del Rio definitely should have put in the backup to Derek Carr, because Derek Carr just couldn't get the passes together. He kept missing everybody, throwing behind him, throwing above them. I mean, he was really just throwing all over the place. He needs to get that pinky kind of straightened out. I know he had a splint or something on it, but it really was not a good performance from him. As a matter of fact, it just probably took him right out of the running for MVP. And you know one thing, too? I am ready to ride now on the Kansas City Chiefs bandwagon. I had said last week if they won those 2 games against the Falcons and the Raiders, I will be willing to jump on the bandwagon. And I'm here to tell you, I'm ready to jump on the bandwagon. Definitely ready. Yeah, Dizzy Mac, what do you got to say? You say you what?
First, here's a little bit of that KC Masterpiece barbecue sauce flavor. And we got a little brisket here for you know, and we got some of that wild pig that was fixed in the pit, and a big old serving of potato salad.
All right. Well, I do like all that. That's what Kansas City have to bring, so I'm ready to go on the bandwagon. I mean, they surprised me. Come on now. I said if they won those 2 games, I definitely would jump on the bandwagon, and they did it. The interesting thing, now that the Raiders lost, they went from number 1 to number 5 in the conference. So they're currently the number 1 wild card team. If the playoffs were to start today, 3 teams would be in the playoffs from the AFC West division, the Chiefs, the Raiders, and the Broncos. But you know one thing? It's going to be a dogfight to the end because with 3 weeks remaining, these teams have to play each other. The Raiders, Chiefs, Broncos, and Chargers. They're all going to be playing against each other. So, I mean, I'm right now probably going to say that 2 teams will make it to the playoffs. And I hate to say it, but I don't even think the Broncos are going to make it. You know, who would have thought that last year's Super Bowl champs will not make it to the playoffs? But it doesn't seem that way. Matter of fact, both of the teams from last year's Super Bowl will not make it to the playoffs. You know, the AFC West is one of the most competitive divisions in the NFL.
Yes.
So they are definitely one of the most competitive divisions. So I'm looking forward to this race and, you know, dogfight to see who's going to come out on top. But the way it looks now, I think the Chiefs will definitely win the division with the Raiders coming out of the wild card. Dizzy Mac, are you ready to get that Kansas City barbecue?
No sauce. No sauce. No sauce. No sauce, First Lady. But, you know, I did have Kansas City over Atlanta. That's my upset special, and they got them. So against anybody but the Raiders, I like Kansas City. I mean, devastating, big play potential, especially now. And defense is starting to come alive. Egg Berry. So I like them when they're not playing the Raiders, and they do have a pretty much stranglehold on the tiebreaker. They beat us twice, so you know that's going to get them the division if they both went out. So we're looking for a little help. Whoever playing the Chiefs got to get them a couple of times, but definitely there's company. There's a lot of company up there. You know, shoot, San Diego has played well. San Diego should be up there, really, truth be told. You know, if they hadn't lost them tough games where they had to lead, but the AFC West is where it's at. Telling you, you know, we've been getting some no calls, but that's okay. We're not going to dwell on that. Derek Carr's going to come back. He's going to pick himself back up, and he's going to be just fine.
Okay. Well, it's going to be.
I was looking at one thing. I think that and you know, I love me some Jack Del Rio. I wish he had ended up being the Bears coach, but Jack, you got to be looking toward the playoffs. You gonna let your man Derek get out there? Everybody watching the game could see the man was hurt. His hand, that's the man with the golden hand. Cause I tell you, the Raiders ain't going nowhere without Mr. Carr. They can't go nowhere with no car. You know, they be walking, you know, trying to hitchhike, you know. They ride the car. And you go sit up here and let the car rumble down the road with a wheel, you know, that got a flat on it. No, you should be pulling it to the side and let the, you know, I put it like this. Even if they were going to lose, protect Carr for the future, and let the backup. You never. Hey, maybe everybody rally around the backup. But like this, my man Derek Carr playing like Vince Evans. And they said he could have overthrew Castro. So but to protect, because now he gonna go to another game when he really should have had that week off the rest. Bad Jack Del Rio. But I hate to tell you, Desi Mack, your boy's going down. They're going down. KC got him twice. They're going down. But hey,
as long as they make it to the playoffs.
But they will make it to the playoffs. Okay. But Jack done messed up the man's hands. Y'all going down.
Down.
All right. Over to you, Spitface.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my peers, putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom. Explosion, overpowered, over the competition. I'm towering. Wrecking shop when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare, you better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest that'll all get sliced and diced. Competition, paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. We are not talking about Joe Frazier, George Foreman, or Kenny Norton. We're talking about the knockout punch landed on the L.A. Clippers by the Golden State Warriors. Are the Clippers of Blake Griffin living in La Land for real when it comes to their chances of getting past the Warriors? Are the Clippers a really good second-tier team? Is the show starting to shift back to the Lakers? If Blake Griffin stopped making commercials, would you care? Who will compete with the Warriors this year? Are the boys lurking in the background? Nate, Bushwick, and Fast Freddy are asking, what you saying?
Oh.
I done looked at this situation, and I done looked long and hard at Blake Griffin. And I came to a realization. It was one of them. What do they call the first? And he picked at me. One of them things. And, I was looking at it, and I was like, the first thing that hit me is, why am I looking at this old frosty looking man? When I like women. So that's the first thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait just a minute. I immediately had to change my program. And then,
well, for real.
But I'm going to say this: the Clippers are a really good second-tier team because they ain't going nowhere fast. That team ain't gonna make it. Now they'll win games and they'll do their thing, but they ain't going nowhere. And Griffin, you better keep making them commercials because your NBA career is starting to look dull. So make you some money. Get all the commercials in you can get, because I don't see you winning no rings as the man. Nope. So, so prepare for that afterlife. That's when you get you some money, and then finally you get on a playoff contending team as a veteran. and get you a ring, because that's the only way you ain't getting no ring as the man. No, it ain't happening. And you always got to watch out for the spoils. I know, it's some dramatic changes, but they, I think they coach is exceptional. And he might sneak something in. Dizzy Matt, what you say?
Man, I'm saying this, Spitface, man, I pass a little bit of that hand over here so I can get it in my throat, dry. But the Clippers, I just don't know. I mean, you felt like they got what they wanted, which was kept the team together. They got DeAndre Jordan. You're paying them all this money. I mean, it's just me. But see, DeAndre Jordan needs to average 20 points. Give him the ball. Give him the ball. I mean, they need some firepower out of him other than just some rebounds and some block shots. I mean, you're going to have to come with some serious defense. Golden State went in there and just showed them what time it was. Warrior time. It was like it was their home court. They're still better than the Lakers. So the Lakers are going to have to just stay in the background for a little time longer. But no. The Spurs are looking good, especially on the road. They shown that they'll come to your place and win. But you know what the flip side of that? You know the flip side of with that, First Lady?
What is it?
The Spurs will go to your home court and beat you, but you can go to their home court and beat them.
I know they're not as good as they were last year at home.
No. So when it comes down to that, it could be a coin toss. Whoever got the home court advantage will lose because the other team will win on their home court.
All right, First Lady, what you saying?
Well, I just think you guys got it kind of wrong here. The Clippers are in La La Land because the Warriors play a fast-paced style. So anytime teams try to play that fast-paced styles up against the Warriors, they're going to lose. The Warriors are good at that. The only way to beat the Warriors, you got to put some muscle on them. And the Clippers, they need to have a power game. And Blake Griffin, I mean, he can do these power dunks and he can power this, but he doesn't need to be shooting jump shots. They need to put him in the post and let him take advantage of his post skills and pound it in on the Warriors. The Warriors do not have anybody to stop him if he's in the post. Draymond Green is undersized, so that's how you have to beat the Warriors. And I don't consider the Clippers to be a second-tier team. I mean, you have the Warriors, obviously they are elite, but the Clippers can be a championship team. It's the fact that they need to learn how to play the right way when they play against the Warriors. That's what happens. They need to do the power game with an occasional lob city. They don't need to be lob sitting all the time because, like I said, when you run with the Warriors, you will lose. Now, getting back to the Clippers and their show is much better than Lakers. I don't know if you've noticed lately, the Lakers have not been winning. They came back down to earth. Earth is calling the Lakers. They've lost 5 straight games, and they've only won 2 out of 8 games. So the Lakers eventually will have the great show in L.A. I give them about 2 more years with their young players to jail. And as far as Blake Griffin and his advertisements and the commercials, well, I don't know if you noticed, I haven't seen him on commercials lately. It's been a while since I've seen Blake on the commercial because, matter of fact, those commercials are not funny, and they're very confusing to understand, just like the way he is as a player. I can't understand him. He has all that talent, and he just does not play the right way. So who can beat the Warriors? I think the Spurs are better suited to beat the Warriors because they play more controlled pace. And they have 3 players. If they play the right way, and they play in the post, Pau Gasol, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Kawhi Leonard, they can beat the Spurs because they play a great half-court basketball. That's how you got to beat the Spurs. You got to slow the pace. Not the Spurs, I mean the Warriors. You got to slow the pace down. You got to play them in a half court. That's how Cleveland won. They won in a half court game. So, I mean, I don't know. I just think any team that really wants to do that, they can beat the Warriors because who does the Warriors have on their team that can play in the post? Draymond Green, he's not a great post player. He really is just an all-around player, jack of all trades, a master of none. So he's a good all-the-way-around player. But really, he's not going to beat you in the post. Steph is not going to beat you in the post. I mean,
No.
what's the other player? I always forget him. I always forget the other Splash brother. How can I forget him? He just scored 60 points. But anyway,
Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson.
Yeah, he's not going to beat you in the post. They don't have any real decent big men. So teams out there, you want to beat the Warriors. I can't preach it enough. Slow the game down and beat them with power.
You heard it from the First Lady. First Lady. Nate, Bushwick, and Fast Freddie are saying, take us to break.
The first two listeners to email us or send us a shout-out why the NFL greats are grouped together will receive a $25 gift card from our partners at NFLshop.com. And your hint is one man. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we have a performance from Ron Green on the first part of Shout-Out. Free Mr. Vaughn.
Free Mr. Vaughn.
Hurry up and free him. I'm tired of saying free Mr. Vaughn. Will y'all get his butt out of there? Look, we're going to have to get a posse together or something and get the brother on out. He about 97 right now. It don't look like he caused no problem. State of Arkansas, get on there. And, I do have to get the state of Arkansas a little props because they, now that they got the medical marijuana up there, I'm driving up there next weekend. I got a prescription. Goes in from around the globe to get a shout out from the panel. First Lady, I can't wait to hear the music from Ron Green.
On Shout Out, we feature new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If we like what we hear, we'll give the track a shout out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. Today, we have Ron Green with his album In Honor of a Critic. All right, DJ, let's hear Rock Your Body.
Tricky circumstance, a sort of revolution. It's time to take a chance. No need to be stressed. We've all got a problem, but can we keep the pace? Rock your body. Make your body work. Make your body work. Is there any difference? Is there any change? I think I might be crazy to go through all this pain. Anybody watching, checking my routine. I just keep my head down, I keep doing my thing. Hey, rock your body. Hey, make your body work.
Okay. So that's Ron Green. Dizzy Mac, what you think about Mr. Ron Green and Rock Your Body?
I like Rock My Body. Ron Green doing his thing. Hey, you know, it was something different. He jumped in the lane and stayed there with it. And the Shimmy Shake girls were, you know, rocking with him. So we shouting that out, First Lady.
Okay, you're going to shout it out. All right. Spitface, are you feeling Rock Your Body?
It's kind of interesting. The first 15 seconds of the track, I was like, "What the hell is he doing?" And then he brought it on. So he lured you in, and then he hit you in the face with it. Smack, smack, smack. The funk was rolling. The horny horns was horning. The guitar was guitaring. My man was blasting the jam. I was like, I was ready to get on the floor. Cut me I was gonna cut me 2, 3, 4, 5 rubs. My man, I like it, Ron Green. Shout it out.
Okay. Basically, Spitface, what you were saying, and I'm going to shout it out, and this is the reason why I'm going to shout it out. Ron Green stopped singing, and he put the funk in the music on. Baby, you said it in a nice way. I'm just going to be for real. I'll be for real. The first part of the track, I did not like his voice. I'm sorry. It just was low-budgeted production. But when he put in the funk with the music, that's what got my attention. That's the reason why I'm going to shout it out.
Saved by the funk.
Hey, I just said it the real way.
The funk can not only move, it can remove.
Okay. Well, on part 2, the shout out, we'll have another performance from Mr. Ron Green. Speaking of funk, is that the sound of my favorite underwater friend? Is it time for Flip It?
Faster than lightning, know what you see is smarter than he. And we know Flippers live in a world full of wonder, lying there under the sea.
All right, it's time for Flip It, while hosts defend a point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. The New Orleans Saints, who dat, are going who where, nowhere fast. Is it time? First Lady, is it time? Dizzy Mack, is it time to make a coaching change? We asked the panel to defend Sean Payton as a good coach, but has not been able to get the defense together after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, several coordinators. Time to go, bro. Dizzy Mack, Sean Payton, time to go. Defend.
It's time to go. Sean Payton has had a nice little run down there in the islands, won a Super Bowl, but he just cannot, for the life of him, put a defense out there that's going to stop somebody, that's going to sack a quarterback, get an interception, get a fumble. I blame Sean Payton. He should have been and had something. Instead of saying, who that, they should be saying, who's next? Sean Payton, I mean, you know, you have to take the blame. And again, since that Super Bowl season, they had a chance to come back to back, I thought. First Lady, I thought they were going back to back. But now what they do, they get into a scandal, get suspended. I would have fired him right then. Yeah, he's got to go. Got to put some more crawfish in the gumbo.
All right. You heard the defense from Dizzy Mack. More crawfish in the gumbo. First Lady, Sean Payton got to go. Got to go. Defend.
Yeah, Sean, got to go. I mean, let's face it. I mean, Sean Payton thinks he's living back in 2009. That's when they won the Super Bowl. I mean, that's a long time. The Saints haven't been to the playoffs since 2013. He has only won 19 games over the last 3 seasons, and he has one of the most, actually, he has the most productive quarterback in NFL history in Drew Brees. So why can't they win? Because the defense is just incapable of stopping anybody's offense. They give up 330 yards per game, 27.9 points per game. Now, Sean Payton is the man responsible for he exercises judgment on hiring his coaching staff. He's the one who hired these defensive coordinators. Steven Spagnuolo, Rob Ryan, and now he has Dennis Allen. I mean, you can't blame Mickey Loomis, who's the VP of operations. You got to blame Sean Payton, because you got to blame him. The buck stopped with him, and he just has not done a good job picking the right defensive coordinator. And I don't know if they have the right players, but at least you got to get the right person to teach the people, or to get them into defensive schemes, to make sure that they are benefiting the team. And these defensive coordinators just can't do it. So the buck stopped with Sean Payton, and I'm sorry, the Saints will not go marching in as long as Sean is there. Who that?
All right. You heard the defense from the First Lady and Dizzy Mack, but you know this is flipping, where we have to flip the script and defend the opposing view. Steve Smith, we done said, come on the show. You're scared. Okay, and you too, Jamila. We calling you all out. Come and visit us. The coach plays with the personnel they give him. Keep Sean and get him some players. Dizzy Mack, a player himself. Defend.
Player. Well, hey, in an instance like this, Spitface, you got to look at it and say, keep Sean. The offense is doing its thing. You know, you have to get him the players. You have to get him the defensive mind to go over there and institute a new culture. Nah, not the bounty gate culture of Greg Williams. Had them boys over there acting a damn fool. But no, you keep Sean Payton because he is able to get Drew Brees doing what he does best. So you keep the coach. Sean Payton, you're not going nowhere. I wish they would try to trade you. They won't like it.
All right, you heard the defense from Dizzy Mack. First lady, you got to keep him.
Well, Sean Payton should be on the hot seat because, the Saints haven't been to the playoffs in 3 years. But let's face it, there are other teams like the Bengals and the Rams. They're keeping their long-standing coaches. So why shouldn't the Saints keep Sean Payton? He's been there for 10 years. I mean, he has gone to the Super Bowl. I mean, it's a shame they haven't been to the playoffs in 3 years. But the reason why they haven't been to the playoffs is really not Sean's fault. It's the personnel on the defense. It's on the defense. Mickey Loomis, he needs to get some players in there that can play. And I'm not talking about they need to have a standout defensive team. They just need somebody who can at least stop the ball and stop people from scoring a little bit. I mean, because when you got a high-power offense, the way Sean Payton has put together with Drew Brees, all you need is a defensive team that at least can keep you in the game a little bit, just a little bit. I mean, the Saints defense is so horrible. I mean, that's all we need. And so it's not really Sean Payton's fault. It's Mickey Loomis' fault. He needs to get the correct players for him. And by size, Mickey Loomis, he signed Sean Payton to a 5-year extension worth $45 million. So you know damn well he's not going anywhere.
Well, I think you heard the defense on the personnel and from the accounting group. First lady, please take us to break.
Stay tuned. Up next, we have the funnies and our favorite underwater friend on Flip It Part 2.
But, I ain't finished with this free Miss Devine part. We need to get Miss Devine on out. Look, I'm getting ready to put a petition together. If we have to, we may have to entice the governor of Arkansas to visit one of those medical marijuana facilities. He might need a little relaxation. Free Miss Devine.
Are still listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. Over to you, Spitface with the funnies.
All right. Let's see what we got here. I think we may have a little something. I think the production crew has they in the holiday spirit, so they want us to be in a good mood. Okay, we got an emergency rescue story. All right. The red squirrel with large rear end rescued from manhole. A red squirrel with exceptionally large hips was rescued after his lower half was trapped in a manhole cover. Animal Rescue Services in Munich, Germany discovered the squirrel trapped in the manhole cover, unable to move his body forward or backwards. He seemed to have no strength. His front claws had been battered by his desperate attempts to free himself, a member of the Animal Rescue Organization said. The squirrel appeared to be in critical condition as veterans determined it was suffering the primary effects of hypothermia when they arrived. Rescuers initially attempted to grease the squirrel up with olive oil and pull him out of the hole, but his large behind thwarted their efforts. They eventually managed to free the squirrel by lifting the manhole cover and sliding him out by his head. Once he was rescued, the squirrel was wrapped in a towel and fed glucose, as locals lovingly nicknamed him Olivio after the olive oil used in their initial rescue attempt. Olivio was later taken to a local animal shelter where he spent time recovering and regaining his appetite. He was almost dead. Sabine Gallenberger from the Squirrel Protection Association said, now he is eating a lot and sleeps all the time. Oh. Somewhere Rocky and Bullwinkle are smiling. Squirrel lovers unite. Oh, the little squirrel. What do you think about the little squirrel with the flat butt, First Lady?
Oh, that's so sad. I mean, I'm glad they rescued him. My God.
The squirrel protection. See, I would ask Dizzy back, but he eats squirrel. The squirrel would be mixed in with some dumplings. Yeah, that's gravy. Him and my old man, you know, they eat squirrel. You know,
I can't do the squirrel. I can't do the squirrel. I can't do the squirrel.
You know he eat that squirrel pizza. Trying to act all sophisticated because he's on the south side of Chicago. All right, guys, you're there, the water is splashing on you. It must be time for our favorite underwater friend. It's time for Flip It Part 2. Well, I defend the point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. The Detroit Lions are playing some good football, but are they contenders or pretenders? Dizzy Mack, the Finn, Detroit, the Lions, Matt Stafford and company, they are really contenders, the Finn.
Well, we all know about this situation. I mean, the Detroit Lions have made a metamorphosis. They've underwent a metamorphosis. They're playing defense now. And Matthew Stafford has shown that, hey, Megatron wasn't the only great player out here. It took two. It took two, baby. And now it's just one. And it's my show. And he's putting on a show. I mean, you have to say that they're contenders because Matthew Stafford will light you up for at least 450. He'll get about 450 on you and stare you down and say, hey, how you like me now? Got a defense that can stop some people. You got offensive weapons. Shoot. Detroit, Green Bay, Minnesota. Y'all better look out. It's a new sheriff in town. It's a new sheriff in town. He's from Detroit Lions.
So the Lions are not cowardly. All right, First Lady, the Finn, they are contenders.
Yeah, of course they're contenders. I mean, they're one of the hottest teams right now in the NFL. Jim Caldwell, he has his players playing real well, you know, and of course they enjoy playing for him. You know, they responded. They got an 8-4 record. I mean, you got to also give credit to Matthew Stafford. You know, he's playing very well. He's throwing the ball well. They know how to manufacture major comebacks. You know, they've been doing this for the last couple of weeks, so they're like really the comeback kids. And because they've been doing all these comebacks, it's going to really prepare them for the playoffs. Because one of the things, you have to be very resilient, and this team is resilient when it comes to playing in the playoffs, because you may not be able to score things all the time, and you might get down, but they have that comeback feeling. They know how to win tight games, because when you're in the playoffs, everybody is almost similar. You're playing really great teams, and so Detroit has proven that they can come back and they can win games, and that's what they've been doing. And the city of Detroit, I mean, they are really on a natural high. The city is starting to recover from their financial problems. The Pistons are doing better, and the Lions are roaring. I mean, roaring like contenders.
All right, the roar is back in the Motor City. But, you know, we have to flip the script and defend the opposing view. All right, the Detroit, the Lions are living in the land of Oz. They are pretenders. Dizzy Mack defends.
Man, Detroit can't bust a grape. They whole style is chump. They winning these games right now, but see, let some pressure get on them like the playoffs, and they'll fold like a lawn chair. Detroit doesn't have the goods. You play against a good defense, you're going to get shut down physically. And I mean shut down with a tap on it. Nah, Detroit isn't ready. They just have a good record. And they're able to make something happen. Make you think it was going to happen. But really, they cannot make nothing happen that's going to help them do anything but just bow out. Not gracefully. They're gonna be bent over backwards bowing out. No, Detroit doesn't have what it takes. Jim Caldwell's a nice guy, but we all know. What's that saying? Nice guys finish last.
All right, you heard the defense. Pretenders. Dizzy, First Lady defends.
Well, of course, they are the great pretenders. I mean, that was one of the famous singing groups, and they all came from Detroit. And unfortunately, they are going to be pretending because the Lions, I mean, let's not face it, the Lions, when was the last time they went to the playoffs? And if they get in the playoffs, I mean, they're going to be without some of their big players that they had the last time they went, Megatron and Ndamukong Suh. But the Lions are definitely pretenders because sometimes that offense can stumble and fumble. Sometimes Matt Stafford just can't get to the right players. He just can't make the right pass. And the defense, well, defense is pretty good, but, you know, they're going to feel the pressure when they're in the playoffs. And I just can't depend on them. And I just can't depend on Caldwell making the right decisions. How can you remember that game last year when they lost in the last second from Green Bay? You remember when they threw up that Hail Mary? Well, goodness gracious me, the Detroit Lions are going to need a Hail Mary for themselves in order for them to become contenders because they are definitely the great pretenders.
Yes.
All right. They're living in the land of Oz. Okay, First Lady, take us to break.
On the other side of the break, we'll have another performance from Ron Green on Shout Out. Please stay tuned.
I don't think they heard me. Free Mr. Vine.
Yeah, man. We need to hurry up and get Mr. Vine on Freed and stuff. I got Loop's Lip Flanagan lined up, and we're getting ready to check out Guccio Mio and Bob Swayze. But we're going to figure out a way here. You are still listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. It's time for Shout Out Part 2, the picks, and the finale. The music flows from around the globe to get a shout out from the First Lady and the crew. First Lady, over to you.
We have a performance from Ron Green with his album In Honor of a Critic. All right, let's hear Vultures. Ooh.
One for the money, two for the show, three listen to the act of that song. They ain't the top anymore. We have seen emotions, lost them to the corner. Tie them all together, rip up all their feathers. Make sure we couldn't get no better. One for the heat, two for the blow. Three, can't you see everything I touch turns to gold? You should have known. One for the pain, two for the game. Real sin to try to place the blame on you. But you know it's never true. We are seen emotions, lost them to the corner. Tie them all together, rip up all their feathers. Make sure you can know better. When we're at our low, they all fly and cruise. We're all alone. We're at our low. Take us to our and know how it goes from there. Brought them to the corner. Tie them all together, rip up all their feathers. Make sure they couldn't get no better. And no better.
All right. That was Vultures with the.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, for some reason I don't know what's going on. I'm having some technical difficulties. So anyway, that was Ron Green with Vulture. So let's go to the panel. Spitface, what did you think of the song?
At first, I was kind of flowing with it. You know, I could kind of get it, the slowness and, just kind of the rhythm. But then it just went too long. And it looks like it threw our Dizzy Mac in the sleep mode. So, so we're going to let him go ahead and rest his little tired self. He was up late hanging out with old school, so you know how that go. But no, I was going to give it a yo, but I'm thinking I'm gonna have to hit the mute button.
You're gonna have to hit the mute button.
I'm hitting the mute.
Oh,
it was too long.
Okay. It was too long. Well, you know what? I'm gonna yo it. Actually, I thought his voice. I appreciated his voice better, his singing voice better in this song than I did in the first one. Because the first song he was trying to sing falsetto, so this was his natural voice. So it did sound better to me. So I'm going to give it a yo. I'm definitely going to give it a yo. And I am having technical difficulties, so Spitface, can you take it over for me?
All right, okay. All right, we got the picks going, and oh man, we got Dizzy Mac knocked out, but he'll send in his picks. All right, Chargers versus Panthers, 550,000 for the correct, minus 155,000 for the incorrect.
Okay. Chargers versus who?
The Panthers. Panthers playing at home. Cam I Am, green eggs and ham.
All right, I'm going to pick Cam I Am, green eggs and a ham.
All right, okay. Filling in for Chase, you're going to go with the Panthers at home. Chase says the Panthers are in a disarray. They benching the quarterback for not wearing a tie, which wouldn't go with a turtleneck. So Chase will be rolling with the Chargers.
Okay.
Now the next one will be the Houston Texans at the Colts. 140,000 for the correct, minus 150,000 for the incorrect. Chase is rolling with the Colts at home.
I agree with Chase. I'm definitely rolling with the Colts. Colts have been playing some good ball. Definitely rolling with the Colts.
All right, here's interesting. All right, the Daddy Boys from the desert are visiting the Dolphins. 550,000 for the correct, minus 175,000 for the incorrect.
I'm gonna go. This is a tough one because the Arizona Cardinals and the Dolphins. So they playing in Miami.
Playing in Miami.
I mean, the Dolphins lost last week. The Birds, well, we already know that they haven't been great, but they had a spectacular window last week. So I'm going to go with the Birds. I'm going to go with the Arizona Cardinals.
All right. Okay, the Cardinals. Okay, Chase is going with the Fish. All right, here it can be a toughie. The Broncos versus Marcus Mariota at the Titans. 125,000 correct, minus 125,000 incorrect.
What's Chase got? Let Chase go first.
Chase is going to roll with the Titans because Siemens, the quarterback, is hot.
He hot. Okay, I'm gonna go with the Titans too. Even though I don't know that defense, and I just don't know if Mariota, but he can run, but I don't know. But I'm gonna go with the Titans. I think they have a little. Well, actually, both of them have a lot to play for, but they're at home, so I'll stick with the Titans.
All right, the Saints versus Jameis Winston at Tampa Bay. 300,000 for the correct, minus 125,000 for the incorrect. Since New Orleans can't hold a wet paper bag back. 300,000 for the correct. We going with Chase is rolling with Tampa Bay.
I'm rolling with Tampa Bay also because Jameis Winston is really balling, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now they coming up. I'm not sure if they're going to make it as a wild card. Oh, actually, no, they're leading their division. I believe. Yeah, I think so. I can't remember. What they play in the South, right? No, the Atlanta's leading that division. But I think they have a chance to be a wild card. So I'm going to say yes.
They might week past Atlanta. Atlanta ain't got that.
That's right.
Grip.
That's right.
Right,
so I might take. I'm taking the Bucs.
All right, Chase is taking the Bucs. All right. How about them Cowboys up in New York to avenge the opening season loss against the Giants? 300,000 correct, minus 500,000 incorrect.
I'm gonna take the Cowboys.
All right, you rolling with the boys, Zeke and Dak. The Giants' defense If they stalwart hadn't been Hoyt, it would be an easier game to pick. But Chase is going to roll with you with them Cowboys. Okay, first lady. Who will throw more interceptions, Jameis Winston or Andrew Luck? 375,000 correct, 250,000 incorrect.
I'm going to go with Andrew Luck.
Lucky Luck.
Lucky Luck.
Yeah, I would. Jameis has toned down his interception ratio, and considering he playing a team that don't intercept.
Talk about them Saints.
Chase is rolling with Andrew Luck. Which team will have more rushing yardage, the Cardinals or the Bears? 250,000 correct, 190,000 incorrect.
Definitely the Cardinals. They have David Johnson. So that is without a doubt the Cardinals.
All right. Okay, she's going to roll with the Bears because that Miami defense is coming along. Watch them stop the run. Who will score more touchdowns, Matt Stafford or Dak Prescott? 275,000 correct, minus 225,000 incorrect.
Oh, let's see. So the Lions are playing the Broncos, correct? I think so. I think that's what we said.
No, the Broncos are playing the Titans.
Oh, the Broncos are playing Titans. I don't know who the Lions are playing, but I think I'm going to go with Stafford.
All right, Chase is rolling with Stafford because Dak is playing the Giants. We got a decent defense.
Right.
Yep. And
JPP is not there.
And they're gonna be handing the ball to Zeke.
Okay.
So Dak might get a touchdown or two, but Zeke is more likely because they're gonna go get the ball. Now, all right, are you gonna take the option? Buffalo will pull their starting quarterback during the game. 750,000 correct, minus 300,000 incorrect. Chase is going to pass on the option.
Where's the Buffalo Bills will pull their quarterback during the game?
Yep.
I'm going to take the option, and I'm going to say no.
Oh, you're going to say no, he will not. All right. Okay, First Lady. All right, it's time for our panel to give us their outrageous predictions for this week. My outrageous prediction for this week is Alex Smith will be a Super Bowl champion twice.
Well, my outrageous prediction, I don't know if it's really an outrageous prediction, but my outrageous prediction is that the New York Knicks will come back and beat the Cleveland Cavaliers by 30 points because they were embarrassed on Wednesday by the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they were playing that water bottle game, which really pissed me off as a New York fan. So I'm going to say that's my outrageous prediction. They played them again. Yeah, they're playing the water bottle game. You saw that on TV? Man, I was steaming. I was angry.
The water bottle game. All right. Please enjoy the performance from Lisa B at the end of the show. And, this is Ronnie B, and we got Cheryl Smith. You have been listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. Please enjoy Lisa B. Look it up, kid.
You say you want every girl in the world, that's some wish list idea, no one to match it. Just be mindful that every one of 4 of these girls come with a package that you can't re-wrap and give back, kid. I am a poet laureate, yeah, look it up, kid. You can have the heart of a lion in any lyrical battle, but I am the one that they call Daniel, look it up, kid. I remain calm, and then I close the mouths of idiots. Lisa and relentless is synonymous. Decipher my scheme if you dare. I'm fighting to reverse that lyrical curse that you spit in my neighbor's ear. My words are heaven sent. God's scientific spirit seals it and I deliver it. With no intent to come in at number one, my God is 3 and 1. I have no problem being numberless. But is your ignorance infinite? Always bragging about the latest rhyme that you spit. I'm a lady. I don't spit, I tsunami. FEMA's still looking for me. And if they ever try to lock me away, I'll just plead temporary insanity and tell them that I see dead poets that I try to resurrect in my dreams. I got you thinking that I'm crazy, but you still want me on your team. Because if you're like Kobe of today, then I'm like Mike in the 90s. Go ahead, put up 80 points, boy, I got 6 rings. You can have MVP, I'm a dynasty. I'm that bull and my mouth is the 7th ring. You're that boy they never talk about, you simple-minded little thing. My brain waves are so crazy, I disrupt radio frequencies and you still tune in daily. I don't take this here lightly. I go to sleep with a pen in my hand just in case my thoughts try and jump out the bed. Get with it. I'm a huge fan of dreaming because every night when I'm asleep, God writes on the inside of my eyelids. And the devil tries to eBay my soul, but I wouldn't let him get a bid in. I tell him that it's music tricks up for kids, but call me a silly rabbit. I got all kind of tricky words up my sleeve. That's why I wear long sleeve. I'm a cutter. I slash wrists of poets who don't rip the pen correctly. I should have been a doctor. I get verbal hysterectomies. Come across my path and your notebooks go down and you won't be able to write nothing for a week. While I stay fertile, I procreate words like John and Kate. And if I was a dude, my pen will never shoot blanks. I'm timeless. I'm priceless. It's a crisis that they let me get away with this. I'm timeless. I'm priceless. I should be illegal. Damn, they let me get away with this.